right, the NFL is back, kinda, with the preseason getting underway on Thursday night with the Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and the Lions. Here to break it down with me from a betting perspective is the guy that's going to be breaking down all the big games with me this season, our guy, Jingles. Now, Jingles, we have the Lions favored by 1.5, a total of 32.5. Before we get into our picks for the spread and total, what do the people need to know about who's playing in this preseason game?
We're not going to see any starters. Harbaugh said veteran traditional starters won't play. Trey Lance absolutely lit it up last year in the preseason and get 5 turnovers, 5 interceptions in his last game, but threw for 662 yards. He's going to play the entire first half and maybe even the first drive in the third quarter, then hand things off to DJ Uyunglele. He was a top-rated 5-star high school quarterback, struggling to get things, but we'll see a lot of Trey Lance, who will battle for the number 3 job because Tyler Heineke will dress, but he is the emergency backup, indicating that he'll probably be the number 2. First-round pick, Omarion Hampton. Running back, second-round wide receiver, Trey Harrison. Fifth-round wide receiver, Keandre Lambert-Smith, will play and see some snaps early for the Chargers, but outside of that, you won't see anybody exciting. Detroit just likes to sit there, guys, man. 28 guys sat last year in the preseason game 1, 27 the year before. We're going to see something that does have some motivational factor. Hendon Hooker versus Kyle Allen fighting for that number 2 job behind Jared Goff. So there could be some push. We don't know who's starting. We don't know the leashes, but both of those guys have some skill sets of their own.
Okay, a couple of familiar names here getting after it on Thursday. Okay, so let's get into our picks here. I have a pick for the spread. I'm going to go with the Lions. They're favored by 1.5. We're going to take them to cover. Minus 110 odds on this one. So a couple different angles here to back the Lions. Angle number 1, Jim Harbaugh coach teams have been awful in the NFL preseason. This, of course, we're going back to his time with the 49ers and season number 1 with the Chargers their last season. But Jim Harbaugh coach teams in their first game of the preseason, they've gone 1-4, 3 losses by 13 or more, 2 by 20 or more, an average of just 5.8 points per game in these 5 games. So maybe there's something there. Some might say a small sample size. Who knows? Maybe something there. Maybe something to that, though. Angle number 2, a very fiery start to the preseason here in these practices for the Lions. A couple different fights have broken out, causing Dan Campbell to need to shut down practice. A couple of young guys getting kicked out of practice for being too aggressive. So I kind of like that edge early in this season. Maybe they bring that same energy into this game. Maybe they look to take that aggression out on the Chargers. Now, some people talking about, yes, a new offensive and new defensive coordinator here for the Lions. Some people might view that as a negative. I view that as a positive in this situation. Maybe a little bit of extra effort, maybe a little bit of extra emphasis in treating this like a real world scenario or a regular season game. So yeah, I think a couple good points here to back the Lions getting off to a strong start, bringing a lot of energy into this game. Jingles, you were on the total. Now, a lot of people like to lean towards the under in these preseason games. That's reflected in the number, though, 32.5. What are you thinking here, over or under?
I'm taking the over here, 32.5, minus 115, seeing the 33s hit the board. Wouldn't be surprised if it went to 33.5. But I do like Trey Lance early. He's an all-or-nothing quarterback. He'll have some first-round weapons and some early rookie stuff to get to. But he threw for 662 yards last year with Dallas over 3 preseason games. My favorite thing in these overs, in these early preseason games, is getting quarterbacks who can do stuff if things break down, because, oh boy, are things going to break down. Trey Lance led 3 preseason games in rushing with 44 rushing yards, 34 rushing yards, and 90 rushing yards in his last preseason game last year. Then you jump over to the other side on the Detroit side. Hendon Hooker, 300 passing yards last year, but also had 19 carries for 138 rushing yards. If they don't get it done through the air, I think they can move the sticks and just kind of don't turn the ball over. There's so much. The range of outcomes in these games is huge. You could get down in the red zone and throw a dumb pick because that's why these guys are backups. But the motivational factor between Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen fighting for the second number 2 quarterback job is really going to push things. I think 33, I'd play the over 33, 33 and a half, maybe, but I do like the quarterback situation. I do like Trey Lance getting the majority of things. I think it could get ugly once DJ goes in there, but you're getting 3 of 4 quality arms that all have interesting skill sets, can get some points. Wouldn't mind if some fights in his defense had a little turnover, something around there to get us a cheeky couple of scores.
Hell yeah, baby. Feels good to be talking football. Once again, we're going to be all over the NFL preseason and the NFL from a futures betting perspective as we count down the days until kickoff here in early September. So make sure you guys keep it locked here on the Covers YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Of course, enjoy the game on Thursday night and best of luck with all your bets.